Hey guys, Fusebox here. Today we're going to get the big guns out. That's right. We're going straight into one of the coolest champs in the game, Biggin. This guy right here, he's kind of like your legendary Belor, right? He nonstop is pulling some of the most important debuffs, but more importantly, he's doing just absolutely amazing damage. This guy just slams people to death all day long. Everything he has is an AOE if you gear him right. So let's talk about what he does. Absolutely looks like, only his mama could love him, right? Look at that face. But this guy brings terror everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Let's start with A1. Let's go through his skills. Head Splitter. It attacks one enemy, but if it's a crit, it attacks the rest of the team, so you get an AOE out of it. Simply look at what the books do for him. This is the kind of thing some people think that damage doesn't add much. No, that is a lot of damage on a hard hitting move. This is an AOE after he does his single target attack. You definitely want these books. If you've got this guy, you want him for super damage. That's what you want. So you're going to want to book this out. But the further you go in his kit, the more interesting it gets. Here is another AOE forward charge. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance when booked of stunning. That is a huge chance to stun. A 50% chance on the entire team. Then it also has a 70% chance of placing a decreased accuracy on the entire team. Now, if you bring this guy into spiders, he can stun. He has a 50% chance of stunning all those spiderlings. He has a 70% chance of taking the accuracy down by 50%, which means they can't put that poison on you as easily, whoever they're targeting. So he's absolutely amazing in spiders, on top of the fact that if you're killing spiders, this guy is straight up squashing spiderlings like nobody's business. Then he has a third move, also an AoE. It hits twice. An AoE that hits all enemies twice, decreases turn meter by 25%. By now you know that so many places in this game, decreasing turn meter is super important. And then it has a 30% chance of decreasing the speed on all the enemies. What is there not to love? You can get this down to a 5-turn cooldown, and that's definitely solid considering it's a double AoE hit that decreases turn meter and takes speed down. Where is this not good? Where are all these moves just not amazing? His aura just increases ally accuracy in dungeons by 90. So if you are early game and you don't have, if you're running like stage 17, 18 of dragon, spider, but you don't have that, 170 to 200 accuracy that you need to guarantee you're landing all your moves, putting him in the lead just flat out gives you 90 more. It's like wearing a banner on your entire team. So don't ignore this if you're early enough that you don't have good accuracy banners, your accuracy isn't built up. As with Biggin and every other character, while we're talking about accuracy, I help a lot of people out on their accounts. And I've got to tell you, the number one mistake I see is not prioritizing accuracy pretty much before every other stat. A Frozen Banshee going against a clan boss with 90 accuracy is going to do you zero good. That is all she brings is her poisons. If you have Tyrell and you're trying to take the attack down on the clan boss, or using him in other content and the clan boss to bring defense down on the entire team, he just simply doesn't do any good if he only has 100 accuracy. You've got to, whatever stage you're on, multiply it by 10, and that's the accuracy in general you should need. If you're on stage 15 of Dragon and you want Tyrell to break defense on that team, you need 150 accuracy. But don't build for the stage you're on. If you're able to, build for the stage that you're getting to. You're aiming for stage 20, right? So 220 is kind of my rule of thumb. That's the accuracy you want to try to get on anybody that has good debuffs. And that's most of the characters you're going to want to build, especially first in this game. Later on, you may build people just for raw damage that don't bring much to the team other than raw damage. But this guy does it all. So how do we want to build this guy? All right, let's just start out with sets. If you want to put this guy in a set, he's all AOEs. First, we have to realize you have to get this guy critting 100% of the time. That way his A1 becomes an AOE. Plus, you want him to crit all the time anyway. He hits like a monster. He's just incredible. So get his crit up. Because of all AOEs, he's excellent in a stun set. That's on top of the fact that he already brings a stun on his A2 with a 50% chance, which is even higher than the stun set itself. If you want more damage out of him, then obviously if you've got amazing gear to put on him that is savage gear or a whole lot of the cruel set, these things will help you ignore defense, which will make him hit harder without a doubt. But you've got to get your numbers. In the end, you got to get your numbers. So, I need accuracy. Speed and accuracy are so important that you just got to make sure you're getting those before you stack tons of attack and all this other good stuff. So let's, you see I've got a crit rate, a divine crit rate piece of gear on to make sure I hit the 100% crit rate. I did take perception, a set of perception, because getting that accuracy, again, what's the point in having this guy if you can't break 200, 220? He has amazing debuffs. So he's in a weak accuracy banner, which probably it's time to upgrade, but he is absolutely effective the way I have him. You're going to want a crit rate necklace. I'm sure I have a 6-star by now that I should put on him. You know what? Right now, we're in the middle of an artifact event. Let me just make sure I can't upgrade a couple of these pieces to show them off even more. I'll be right back to see if it's worth the time. Okay, so I did make a few improvements to my biggin. I did go ahead and upgrade his crit damage necklace. So I still got an accuracy banner. I've got, I actually let his speed drop just a little bit. He's still really fast, and I'll show you why that's a thing in a little bit. But crit damage up there, took some extra accuracy. I do have an attack ring. I cannot believe I probably could roll up a better attack ring, but you want an attack ring with attack percentage. Now on this, I did take crit rate gloves. It's nice if you could do this by getting your crit rate elsewhere and putting crit damage here. But I got some nice rolls on crit damage, which makes this kind of a unique way to get crit rate and crit damage where you want them. Attack percent chest. This guy is a nuker, whether in arena or out. He's absolutely solid as a rock. Lucky enough to get some HP and defense rolls with a double roll on crit damage again. An out of place set of boots. I needed speed boots that were 6-star. He's got 2 rolls on attack. He does have some crit rate, some crit damage. Same for the shield. I got 3 rolls on speed. Honestly, it's almost a little much, but I do want him to be fast. You want him going as much as you can. Crit damage again. I was able to make a set out of the cruel set. A little bit of 2 rolls on attack. A little defense, a little HP. Again, anything to keep him from being the constant target. Keep him alive since he is kind of a glass cannon. And, speed rolls, crit rate, crit damage, some extra HP. So let's look at what the build kind of came out to be and what you really want out of this guy. Now, I actually dropped just a hair, but I'm over 200, which means he's effective, at least for the dungeon content, on accuracy. You don't want to neglect this. He does too much above and beyond damage to neglect at least hitting 200 accuracy. And the way I have his masteries, we'll see in a second, actually give you a little bit more while you're going throughout some of these fights. You do want 100% crit rate and as much crit damage as you can squeeze in with as much attack as you can squeeze in. The HP, any defense is a bonus for keeping him alive. So let's look at his masteries. It won't take too long to go over. I take the extra accuracy, and remember some of these like increases accuracy by 20 when there's no skills on cooldown. This increases accuracy for each enemy alive, stacks up to 16. So I'm hitting that 220 constantly in most of these areas. I love Evil Eye. Extra chance to take turn meter down, which he does in one of his moves, is A3. And Sniper, because you noticed there was a 50% chance, a 70% chance. A lot of them were not 100% chance. 30% chance to decrease speed. Sniper just gives you extra percentage of getting all those debuffs landed. Now over here, it looks wild, but it's a pretty simple build. Crit rate, you want it. Crit damage, you want it. Increased when he has full health. That way he can start the fight out by just smashing people. I like speeding him up as he kills people because he's good at killing people. Ruthless Ambush increases damage for the first hit on each enemy because that first hit is usually the last hit. That's definitely a cool thing for him. Opportunist increases damage if anybody's stunned, sleep, fear, true fear, or freeze. Well, he puts out stuns. Depending on who's on your team, a lot of these debuffs could be landing all the time. Cycle of Violence just helps get him back around to some of his other moves to decrease accuracy, decrease speed, especially that turn meter move. So I kind of like that one. His A1, this is going to make it hit harder as he uses it. And again, it is an AoE because of 100% crit. The only time this won't work is when you're on a weak affinity. Kill streak, extra damage as he kills. I mean, this dude does. He kills. Helm Smasher. You could go if you wanted to take Flawless Execution, you could, but he's just so good. Helm Smasher. If this procs 25% of defense ignored, people are going to pay attention to that. Trust me. This guy's absolutely amazing. Let's just go straight to showing him off. Let's start in the arena. What does this guy do? We could take a couple of builds. This is my regular team. Actually, it's not. I must have been playing around. I usually actually take this team. Sometimes I'll alternate with this. But this is a blender team. What you do, speed lead that boosts your speed. And then I've got an ally attack champion that brings in all AoEs. Biggin is, unless I changed it when I made some of those adjustments, he's a little bit too fast. He actually goes first, and then he gets called out into the blender composition, which is absolutely fine with me because Biggin just kills. He just kills. We'll do this on manual so that we can kind of see everything play out. So the idea is, hopefully you win the speed fight, right? Speed always kills. Let's take their turn meter down. You got your choice of what you want to use here. We'll just go out, take 2 big hits. Look, with no debuffs out, he almost wiped the team. Took their turn meter down. Unfortunately, we cannot do Horde's Fury, which is our ally attack, because they just put him on cooldown. His cooldown's on lock. So we're just going to take somebody and hit him. And you know what? We're going to leave the rest up to Biggin. We're just going to leave the rest up to him. So we'll boost our speed, come back around. Well, it doesn't matter what we do. It's going to hurt. So there we go. There's Biggin. Let's try Blender Comp one more time. Maybe we'll go for somebody. Is there a tanky, kind of a tanky team here? We're just going to put it on auto because it's going to play out exactly the way you expect it to. Boost our speed. He's going to go out and take a hit. Here comes our allied protection, and now you've got AoEs just going off. Allied protection, allied attack. And then we're dealing with unkillable now, so we just have to wait this out. The more turn meter we take down, the longer it's going to take. Maybe I should actually do this on manual. He's about there. Come on. Unkillable. What a pain. So there, just a typical blender comp. Now, if you're not running a blender comp, like here's a team you don't want to set off, right? Well, instead of this, we'll just bring in I need somebody faster than him though. Let me check this speed. He's running at 191. So we need a debuffer who can beat 191. Let's see. 197. There's our guy right there. And from here, you could bring anybody of any use or value. Maybe just somebody else to help speed to buff your team with extra turn meter. So we're basically going to let Biggin do all the work. We should be able to put this on auto. slow it down, boost our speed, boost it again, take defense down. We missed one of them, and then he just goes out and trashes everybody. We did have one buff up here, but we'll speed it up because it's over anyway. So absolutely a nuker, or as a nuker, one of the coolest members of a blender comp that you could possibly ask for. So A+ in arena. A+ everywhere. Faction wars. Let's see what's up. No ogre in tribe. That's a bummer. Okay, so let's go ahead and take him into dungeon. You know what? Let me just show you. Let's just to baseline this guy. Let's say that you're just now decided you want to start running some Nightmare, and you know it can be tough. It can be tough. You can throw Biggin in here and just start running straight through Nightmare. He'll only run into issues when he comes up against the wrong affinity and starts getting weak hits. But I mean, he just rips through people. Look at all the stuns, the accuracy debuffs. I mean, slows their speed. This guy right here, I mean, he's kind of gross, right? Absolutely amazing. You can build him to do more damage with a Savage set. You can put him in a stun set, and every single move could stun. But when it comes to campaign, I'm going to forget about that later. You know, this is my mid-tier account. I was lucky enough to get Biggin right off the bat, and he changed everything for me. So dungeons. So Biggin's great in every single dungeon. Anywhere his affinity lines up, he'll get you through waves, help you kill bosses. But we're going to take him in here. What we have are a couple of big hitters. We've got a debuffer. He's doing all the control on the spiderlings, killing them. Rosin can do some turn meter manipulation with Biggin, and Rosin actually plays the part of the tank. Hopefully he'll be kept alive by the decreased accuracy that we put up with Biggin. So how does this play out? We're going to debuff first, bring down some defense and attack, and then hopefully land the weaken, which we did. And now decrease accuracy almost across the board. I think everybody has it, which means we're going to take less poisons. It's not playing out too well right now. We're actually taking quite a bit. Rosin took the turn meter down. We also took turn meter down with Biggin. Absolutely a cool little combination there. And we have zero support on this team. There's nobody shielding, nobody healing. We're just hoping Rosin can take the beating long enough. We took turn meter down again. That must have been Cycle of Violence that played in there. And now we're just waiting for another round of big hits from Royal Guard and Septimus, and this spider will be gone. In the meantime, there we are stunning. We're keeping accuracy down. Just total protection from our Biggin. This spider might actually get a go here. It might actually get a go on us, which means it's going to heal up. That would be... It'll just drag this fight out a little bit more, but Holy Sword finished the job. Quick fight. Look at all that damage is from spiderlings, but all of the control came from Biggin. Everybody else here, I had some turn meter, a power slam, and debuffs. He did all that control that we watched. So there's no point running him through every single dungeon. He's amazing in dungeon content. He's amazing in Doom Tower. He's amazing in Faction Wars, Arena, everywhere that you can fit his affinity. This guy is a carry. And if you got him early game, absolutely congrats to you, because that's what happened to me. I got him early, and him and a Bellower and a stun set just rode me through everything on this. They got my Arbiter in record time. So I'll collect all this afterwards. I hope you guys are going for Yoshi. Good luck trying to get him. If you've got yourself a Biggin, definitely start gearing him up. You know, I showed you my Masteries, my gear. He could even be done better. You might have a better set of gear to get those stats out of. If you don't have him, put him on your wish list. This guy's amazing. And the Ogre and Tribe, he can just carry them through Faction Wars. So until next time, guys, enjoy the grind.